So today I'm going to be sharing with you my drugstore must-have makeup products. These are the products that I love, that I've purchased and repurchased, that have worked for my mature skin. So in case you're interested, then keep on watching. Hey guys, it's Kat and welcome to my channel. Today, like I said, I'm going to be sharing my drugstore must-have makeup products. This is if I lost all my makeup and I had to start over from scratch. These are products that I love, that are tried and true, that I have purchased and repurchased. So without further ado, let's get into the video. How you doing? So a must-have that's in my collection that I will always repurchase, and I swear if they discontinue it, I'm in big trouble, is a color corrector for under my eyes. Now, if you know me by now, and you've been following my channel for a while, you just know, it has to be the Milani Supercharged Brightening Under Eye Tint. It's tried and true. It just has such a beautiful consistency. It color corrects so beautifully. It also hydrates my dry under eye area. Now, I'm in the shade 120 Peach, and I'm telling you, I'm almost running low, and I already got it in my cart. It's already there. Just put a tiny, tiny bit. It's almost like putting on skincare for your delicate under eye area. Now I just take a tiny bit and tap it right through here, and it just instantly hydrates, instantly color corrects, so subtle that you can wear this every day by itself. It just immediately brightens the under eye, moisturizes it. It's just so good, and I think it retails for like $10.99. But I'll be sure to put all the links to the products in the description box below. And if you do click on those links, it does help out my channel. But yeah, look how instantly brightened my eyes are. And sometimes if I have a little extra, I'll just plop it right onto my lids because I do have veins, I do have discoloration up there. This is an absolute must-have, especially if you have a dry under eye and you need that color correcting. The next thing that I must have, and if I had to start all over again, is to get a really good primer. And I've been absolutely loving the Wet n Wild Prime Focus Primer Serum Refined Pores. It's this little guy right here. Oh my gosh, this is probably the best pore minimizing primer I have tried in a very long time. And it's under $9. There's something magical about it. It does contain skin loving ingredients, which I was so surprised to find out. It contains
Conceal.
Okay, so it contains Conceal, which is a natural retinol alternative. So it refines the pores, and I'm telling you, over the last several weeks that I've been using this primer, something magical happens to my skin. I feel it looks brighter, I feel it looks smoother, and I just take a couple of drops and tap it in. Now, some of you were asking me, does it have a fragrance? It does have a slight fragrance to it, but it does go away. But it's just so pretty on the skin. You can even wear it by itself and your skin will look smoother, hydrated. But this is definitely a primer I will repurchase. It's definitely a primer that I will continue to use because it is that good. Now, they do have other formulations, but this one, if you have pores, if you have texture, this just works beautifully for mature skin. Now, for a foundation or a skin tint, you guys, I've been loving the skin tint ever since I reviewed it about a month ago. I think it was about a month ago, and I've been putting together my list of favorite tinted moisturizers, skin tints, and that's coming soon, I promise. I've been doing a lot of research, a lot of playing around and making sure I get that list right, which is my favorite, which I would recommend to you, which I wouldn't recommend to you. But this one, every time I put it on, it is just beautiful, it is flawless, it has great longevity, and it just is the most skin-like skin tint I have tested out in a very long time. This surprised me myself, but if I had to repurchase it, if I needed a go-to foundation or a go-to skin tint, this is the one I would go for every single time. It is from Maybelline. It is their Super Stay Skin Tint. Now, I'm in the shade 118. There's just something so lovely about this skin tint. It provides light to medium coverage, but there's something so pretty once you apply it. It's so lightweight, so comfortable. It just looks so pretty on the skin. Now, I like to apply it with my fingertips and then blend it out with a sponge. It gives you a glow without looking glittery, and it just blends in beautifully onto the complexion. But yeah, I mean, you really don't need a lot. You can easily build up the coverage. It glides right on. It feels like you're not wearing anything whatsoever. I find using a dampened beauty sponge is the most effective way for me to apply it because it just looks so skin-like. It's not heavy, it's not cakey. To me, the epitome of a skin tint. It just gives a beautiful light to medium coverage. It creates a beautiful luminosity. My skin looks even, it looks smooth. It just is so, so pretty. Now for concealer. If I had to repurchase a new drugstore concealer, I will go back to this every single time. It is from Physicians Formula, the Butter Glow Concealer. This is a fantastic formula that provides light to medium coverage. Now it does have that Physicians Formula scent, if you know what I mean. It kind of has that coconutty scent, but I just like to take a tiny bit, that might have been too much, just where I need brightening, and the consistency is so lightweight, so runny. It blends in so quickly, so beautifully, but also providing light to medium coverage. It reminds me a lot of the Bye Bye Dark Spots Corrector Serum Concealer from IT Cosmetics at a fraction of the price. So you can easily blend it in with your fingers, just tapping it in, and it pairs beautifully over the color corrector. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Every time. This concealer really, truly is beautiful. Looks seamless with the skin tint. It really does. I mean, beautifully. Look how pretty that is. I don't like using a concealer that's too thick on my under eye area because it tends to get cakey and settles into our fine lines. So I like to look for a concealer that's kind of runny in consistency, but also provides light to medium coverage. And I feel this is the best drugstore concealer. I will always repurchase this concealer. It is that good. Now for bronzer. This is my must-have bronzer. It's so affordable. It's only $8. It comes from Revolution. It is their cream bronzer, and I'm in the shade Light. Now, from time to time, I do like a matte powder bronzer, but this one from Revolution is so pretty and so easy to apply. I just take it on my fingertips and tap it in, and it instantly just wakens up my complexion, gives it that glow, and because it's a cream, it just blends in so beautifully, and it doesn't make my complexion muddy. It just gives that beautiful, natural glow. You know how some bronzers can tend to make your complexion look muddy? There's something beautiful about this particular tone where it just looks so natural on the skin, and that's what I love. See how pretty that is? Okay. Now for blush, I do like using cream blushes. I do love using powder blushes, but a great liquid cream blush is from No. 7. It is their lip and cheek tint, and I'm in the shade Dusk Rose. If you guys haven't tried this yet, oh my gosh, this is such a beautiful lightweight formula that you can actually build up. So I'm gonna put a tiny bit on the back of my hand. As you can see, it's just a beautiful natural rosy shade, and I like to take it on my fingertips. Oops, that's a little bit too much. Ooh, that's a lot. And then I like to place it kind of high up, and it kind of just blends seamlessly with that cream bronzer. And it just looks so natural and so pretty. You can build up the pigment, you can control it, but I find it just gives a natural, beautiful pop of color without looking like you're wearing obviously blush. You know what I mean? It does have fantastic longevity. It doesn't fade. It doesn't move around on my face. It doesn't like transfer, but it just gives a beautiful natural glow. I buy a lot of expensive cream blushes, like the new one from Pat McGrath, their Color Bomb blushes. I mean, that's beautiful, but at $29 and I'm trying to apply my eye makeup, it instantly transfers. But this particular blush doesn't transfer, doesn't move, and that's what I love about it. And it's so affordable, but it looks natural on the skin. It doesn't transfer, and it just blends seamlessly with the rest of my cream products. The complexion looks juicy, it looks luminous, it looks healthy, and that's the look that I'm going for today. And now for setting powder. I do like to set my under eye area and set everything in place, but I like to put it in strategic places. And my go-to for drugstore must-have loose powder, translucent powder, is from Milani. It's their Conceal and Perfect Blur Out Powder. And I like to take this powder on my brush and to press it in under my under eyes to set that concealer, set the color corrector, And I don't use a lot because if you use too much powder, particularly under the eyes, it can tend to look cakey, but very sparingly. And I like to tap it right through my T-zone because I tend to get a little oily there, especially during the summertime. But if you just press it in right where you need it, it's gonna set everything beautifully and it's not going to look cakey. And I lightly press it right through my most porous areas, right through there. I tend not to put it all over my face because my skin is looking really nice. I don't want to mess with that, but right where I have my most problematic areas, and I find that this loose powder just works beautifully just for setting that area alone. But look how pretty that is. This can compare to a lot of the higher end translucent powders, and I highly recommend it. If you haven't tried it yet, you should. It's absolutely worth it. But this is the Milani Conceal and Perfect Blur Out Powder. I love my eyeshadow palettes. I love reviewing them. I have so many, but on days that I just want to have, you know, just a little bit of color on my eyes, I love using a nice cream eyeshadow. One that's not going to crease, one that's not going to fade. One cream eyeshadow, if I had to repurchase, would be from Maybelline. It is their Color Tattoo 24-hour cream eyeshadow, specifically in the shade High Roller. It is a gorgeous bronzy eyeshadow that's in a pot. It's a creamy eyeshadow, and it does compare to the very expensive Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize. Now, they're not exactly the exact same shade. As you can see, this one is a little warmer. This is in the shade Oyster Pearl. This one is in the shade High Roller. Charlotte Tilbury is super expensive, but this, the High Roller, is such a beautiful shimmery copper that glides right onto the eyes. It provides such a beautiful wash of color for that quick and easy one and done look. And then the Charlotte Tilbury, this one is very creamy, 3 times as expensive. But yeah, if I just want a quick and easy eyeshadow look, I just like taking it with my finger and just tapping it all over the lid. I find that it doesn't crease on my eyes, and it just provides such a nice wash of color that doesn't look overdone. You know, it just doesn't look natural, of course, but it kind of gives your eyes that pop, and you can blend it out with your finger, and it just looks so pretty on the eyes. It's very subtle. It's not showing texture on my lids. It just has that beautiful wash of color. If I needed a cream eyeshadow, this is the one I'm gonna go to. We're looking really, really good. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna pop on the rest of my makeup, and I'm gonna share with you another must-have drugstore makeup that I would definitely repurchase and have already repurchased. For eyeliner, I went in with the Essence Long Lasting Eye Pencil in Hot Chocolate. This is a recent discovery. I did not realize how amazing these eye pencils are. They're very creamy, but at the same time, they don't budge or smudge. And I tight lined my upper waterline, but then I went on top of my lash line and kind of just really went in tight on my lash band. It looks like I already have mascara on, which I don't. And then I took a really tiny angular brush like this. This is from BK Beauty. I just kind of packed it in there and smudged it out, and it just blended everything out beautifully. My eyes are defined. I don't have any mascara on yet, but I find using this method of putting on eyeliner is so pretty and natural. This is fantastic eyeliner, particularly in the shade Hot Chocolate. It just looks great on the eyes, and I think they're like $2.99. I would definitely repurchase this, especially at this price point. Now, for mascara, probably no surprise here. I do love the e.l.f. Lash and Roll Mascara. This is my go-to must-have. This is my second tube, but if I had to pick another alternative mascara that I would repurchase, it's absolutely going to be the highly rated Lash Extensions mascara from Milani. This is a fantastic tubing mascara, and I love the wand tip applicator. It's like a little cone shaped. It instantly lengthens. The formula will encapsulate around each eyelash, so your eyelashes are defined. It's not clumpy. They really thicken your lashes. This is a great little tubing formula mascara. I wore this every single day when I was in Florida, even when I was at the beach, and it held in all day long. And removal is so easy. You just use a little bit of warm water and soap, and the tubes slide right off. Great mascara. I love both mascaras, the e.l.f. Lash and Roll, but I also love the highly rated lash extensions. But yeah, two different types of formula, but they both yield great results. Love them both. I would buy them both again, and this one I have, but this is fantastic. For lips. Now, I do love a good lip oil for lips, and these have definitely gone viral for a reason. I've already purchased two. I'm about to get another one because this one's almost out. But these are just a really nice lightweight lip oil that's gonna provide such a beautiful shiny lip with fantastic pigment. This is the NYX Fat Lip Oil, and this is in the shade Newsfeed. I find a lot of lip oils don't have a lot of pigment. Oh my gosh, this one, definitely pigmented, definitely hydrating. Now, I do love the Glosstopia from Hard Candy, and it's a thinner consistency, but it doesn't carry a lot of pigment. But this one, oh my gosh, from NYX, these are so affordable. They come in so many different shades. I love the shade Newsfeed because it just adds a big pop of color, and that's surprising in a lip oil. And I love lip oils. I really do. I'm always on the hunt for a really good lip oil. In consistency, in pigment, this is one of the best that I've tried. But yes, those are my drugstore must-have makeup products. Everything's affordable, everything's accessible. I think everything looks great on the skin. I think they are mature skin friendly, and I think it's really, really pretty. Tell me, what is your drugstore must-have? What are the products that you have repurchased over and over? Please let us know down in the comments because it helps me out and it helps everybody else out. So thanks again for hanging out with me today. I had fun and I hope you did too. So, mahal kita, I love you, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.